I have a dream of building the best LED light ever, but how do you actually do that? Well, today I will try to make my dreams come true and build the best lamp. Over these years of designing my own 3D printable things, I have done many LED lights. I have made mood lamps, table lamps, multi-purpose lamps, and some have been a bit more successful than others. But I still feel like I can push this design a bit further. I want to make the perfect light. Let's give it a try. So, what kind of lamp should I design? Well, I came across this tube lamp design that is perfect for creating certain type of lighting setups, and it also should be relatively easy to do with 3D printing. Usually you can buy these commercial lamps for 50 to 100 euros, but I'm hoping that I will be able to create even better lamp with 3D printing. This is the basic setup that I will be using. An SK6812 LED strip, 5V power supply and Wemos D1 Mini to control the LED lights. I plan on splitting the LED strip into smaller portions. The smaller portions will be turned into sort of modules, which can then be connected together and be used to build different types of lighting setups. This is the plan. In reality, it probably won't be so easy. First, I want to see if I can even reach the same power levels as the commercial lights. The typical commercial lights seem to have around 8 to 16 watts of power. And if I were to use this 1 meter LED strip, I would get around 7 watts of power. Not great, not terrible. Is this actually bright enough, and does this have enough power for my needs? We will see that later anyway. Even if I wanted to use more LEDs, it's not really possible. The obvious limitation lies in my printing area. I can only print modules with a limited size. Around 32 LEDs seem to be doable, but not many more than that. With these things in mind, I started the modeling in Blender. I have to start the modeling from how will I connect the modules together and what kind of connectors will I use. And for the connectors I decided I will use these standard LED connectors. So modeling in Blender is quite simple. I first modeled the connectors and then started modeling the casings around the connectors. At this point I don't even have a clear vision on what I'm even doing. Making and modeling the LED modules is pretty simple, but there are usually many issues that only reveal themselves once you have 3D printed all the parts. I'm already thinking I want these modules to be as light as possible, since I will be printing them in PLA, and PLA tends to be quite bendy and not really that stiff of a material. Once I was done modeling the first module prototype, it was time to 3D print the parts and see whether this idea is good enough or whether I should ditch this idea completely. One module is designed to hold 32 LEDs, and you can connect the modules together with the standard LED connectors. That's the basic idea, and now it is time to see how well it works. I'm not all that confident on this design. I also had to manually solder these smaller LED strips in order to assemble the modules. The modules are pretty simple to assemble. You just put the LED strip in the middle and use pin connectors to secure the parts together. At least the soldering work seems to be pretty solid since the lights started up right away. I also printed out LED diffuser from PLA, and almost everything was going great. So this is my first concept for this modular LED light. I mean, it's a solid idea, but it's not a solid design, I guess. I still feel like I have pretty much locked in the design. I will just somehow have to fix this and make some adjustments. I think this is totally fixable, even though it looks really sketchy by now. Let's make this work somehow. I'm so confident on fixing this thing, so I actually decided it's time to make this thing pretty. So next thing to do was to design the pattern for the casing. I decided to use this classical flower pattern that I have used in many of my designs, and it's pretty simple to design. I plan on making a casing around the modules, and the pattern will be applied to that casing. So in theory you could make this look however you want it. But modeling in Blender is not always so simple. I also had one comment asking me how different is the modeling between Fusion 360 and Blender. The modeling techniques and softwares are so different, it's not really easy to compare them. 90% of the time I would prefer Blender, but that 10% of the time Blender just has these issues that make no sense. Like applying these simple patterns seems to be a total nightmare. Blender has a long learning curve and I still need to learn new things. Once I finally got the pattern applied to the casing, I made a couple of different patterns. Some looked absolutely terrible and some looked pretty decent. I also tried to print the panel in different settings and different orientations. The pattern quality seemed to be the best when printed pattern towards the printing plate. After that I could assemble the casings and put the second prototype together. The casing assembly is once again quite simple. You just snap in the pieces together and secure them into the module with the pin connectors. I also designed some supports for the modules since they seem to be super wobbly. This is sort of an emergency plan and I'm just hoping it will work. The casings will definitely add some more weight and stress to the parts, but I'm hoping the supports will be strong enough. So simple minimal fix first, and if it doesn't work then I just redesign the parts. The supports definitely seem to help keeping the modules together. It's still not as strong as I would like it to be, but I think it's good enough. I just have to design rest of the parts with these small weaknesses in mind. There are still a couple of more things that I need to design and 3D print. Overall the light is looking pretty nice. Or what do you think? Should I just abandon this project and design it a little bit better? Well, I decided to commit to this design. I have finally 3D printed all of these parts. In total I have 6 LED modules, couple of controllers and couple of lamp stands. All I have to do is assemble this and see how it turns out. Well, it's time to finish up this project. First I assembled the slightly improved and stronger modules. I also 3D printed the controllers in a matching pattern and designed LED stands where I can put the lights in their final place. So is this really the best LED light that I have ever made? Well, I think it's close to it. It's kind of annoying. While I'm pretty happy with the design, the small imperfections still bother me a bit. But that is how things usually go. You just cannot make the perfect product with your first try. And I'm not even sure what I would improve in this product. I wanted the design to be minimal while also looking pretty good. And for that you have to sacrifice some things like having the maximum strength of the parts. I don't know which is more important, the strength of the parts or the minimal design. Leave a comment below. Now it's finally time to put the LED modules in their LED stand. You can put the LED stands in many different orientations, which was the whole purpose of this project. To have modular LED lights that you can use as you wish to build different lighting setups. Did I accomplish this task? I don't know, you decide. Is this the best LED light or is it the worst? So, this is how the project turned out. It's not exactly the greatest light ever, but I'm pretty happy with the results. I think the modules could be improved further. It's a bit of a pain in the ass to change the modules, but at least it looks pretty nice. That's it for now. Bye!